Everything changes when your investments hit $500,000. Not slowly, not quietly, but in a way most people don't even realize until it's too late. My name is Nike, and I break down the math the rest of Personal Finance YouTube. Is to skareto okli show yaund if you want to understand how money really works. Not the fake version. Make sure you subscribe, because what you're about to hear can completely change how you look at wealth. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, there were two friends. Same age, same city, same job. Let's call them Alex and Daniel. Both started with nothing. Both earned around $60,000 a year. Both had the same dream, financial freedom. But they made one small difference in decision. Alex invested early. Daniel waited. At first, it didn't matter. Year one, Alex had maybe $5,000 invested. Nothing crazy. Daniel, he had more cash, more fun, better lifestyle. If you looked from the outside, Daniel looked like he was winning. Year 3, Alex, $20,000 invested. Daniel, still living paycheck to paycheck, but enjoying life. Year 5, Alex crossed $50,000. Still, nothing dramatic. No luxury cars. No viral success. No rich life. And this is where most people quit, because nothing feels different. You're saving, you're investing, and yet your life looks exactly the same. That's the dangerous phase, because your brain starts whispering, "What's the point?" Now listen carefully. This is where 90% of people lose the game. Daniel, he quit even trying. He said, "I'll invest later, when I earn more." But Alex kept going, slowly, consistently, boring, but disciplined. Year 7, Alex hit $100,000. Still, not life-changing. But something invisible started happening. His money started making money. Not a lot, but enough to notice. Maybe a few $100s, without working. That's when the shift begins. But here's the problem. Even at $10K, most people still don't feel rich. So they stop, or worse, they cash out. Alex didn't. He understood something most people don't. The first $10K is hard. The next $4K is a completely different game. Now fast forward. Year 10, Alex hits $200,000. Now the numbers start moving faster. Market goes up 10%. That's $20,000. That's not small anymore. That's months of salary without working. Now think about that. You wake up and your money made more than you did. That changes how you think. But here's where it gets interesting. Daniel finally decides to start investing. But now he's late, because time matters more than effort. Now we jump ahead again. Year 13, Alex reaches $350,000. Still no crazy lifestyle. Still normal life. But internally, everything is changing. Because now, compounding is accelerating. Money is no longer growing in a straight line. It's curving upward. And then it happens. Year 15, Alex crosses 500, $500,000. And this is where everything changes. Not because $500K is magic, but because of what it does. Let me explain. If the market grows 8%, that's 40,000 in a year. Think about that. 40,000 without doing anything. That's almost a full salary for many people. Now, your investments are working as hard as you are, and soon, harder than you. This is the moment where wealth becomes real. Because before 50 OK, you are carrying the system. After 50 OK, the system starts carrying you. Now imagine this. Next year, another 8%. Now you're at 540,000. Then 580. 620. It starts snowballing. This is called momentum. And once it starts, it's very hard to stop. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Getting from 0 to 10 feels harder than going from 10 OK to 50 OK, and getting from 500K to 1 million even easier if you stay consistent. Because now, you're not alone anymore. Your money is working with you. Now let's go back to Daniel. Year 15. He finally starts seriously, but he's at maybe 20,000. He looks at Alex and thinks, you got lucky. But it wasn't luck. It was time. Consistency. And understanding how the game works. This is why most people never reach 50 OK. Not because they can't, but because they stop before compounding shows up. They give up in the boring phase. They chase fast money. They switch strategies. They restart again, and again, and again. And every time they restart, they lose time. And in investing, time is everything. Now here's something powerful. At 50 OK, your mindset shifts completely. You stop thinking, how do I make money? And start thinking, how do I protect and grow this? That's a different level. You become more patient. Less emotional. Because now, USEE, the system working, you trust it. And trust is what keeps you invested during crashes. Because yes, there will be crashes. Markets will drop. Sometimes 20%, sometimes 30%. And guess what? At 50 OK, that means you might lose 100,000. On paper, that's scary. And this is where weak investors break. They panic. They sell. They destroy years of progress. But strong investors, they understand one thing. The same system that dropped will rise again. So instead of running away, they invest more. And this is how real wealth is built. Not by avoiding crashes, but by surviving them. Now imagine, Alex keeps going. Year 18, he crosses 1 million. And suddenly, life changes again. But the hardest part, it wasn't reaching 1 million. It was not quitting before 50 OK. That's the real battle. So if you're watching this, and you're at 5,000, 1 OK, 2 OK. It might feel slow. It might feel useless. It might feel like nothing is happening. But something is happening. You're building the hardest part, the foundation. Because once you cross that invisible line, everything speeds up. Everything feels different. And everything becomes easier. So don't stop. Don't restart. Don't chase shortcuts. Because the people who win this game aren't the smartest. They're the ones who stay until the system finally starts working for them. And when it does, it changes everything. I'll see you in the next video.